So back to recording what the hacker is doing. Again, we're showing 2 sessions on Android phones, and they're both on the Samsung, or they're both purporting to be the exact same device. This Galaxy J3 Eclipse is exactly the same thing as the SM-J327B. The hacker obviously trespassed into my room and looked at my phone and saw what the model was. And he put in this model number instead of the generic name Android that he was using before, just to try to confuse me when I'm trying to figure out that he's hacking in, except he messed up. Excuse me, because both of these are the same phone. The other thing that he has done, the hacker has hacked into every one of my email accounts and changed the passwords. So on this account, security alert, security alert, security alert, security alert, pages and pages and pages of security alerts. That's one account. And then if we go ahead and change to a different account, it's hard to do this with one hand. So I'll choose another account. Interesting. Apparently he logged me back into this account because when I was in this a little while ago, I was getting error messages. Let's try another one. Security alert. Conversation view has been turned off. To match your account settings, you can change this. So this is proof right here that the hacker has been in this account, because he has changed a setting. So there's this error message that's showing up that shouldn't be, because I didn't change the conversation view. I have different accounts for different purposes, so I've got several. And here's, it looks like another one that he didn't get around to fixing the conversation view. He took my profile photos off of some of my accounts, like this one. Oh, and now it's back, one of them. So here's yet another email account that is telling me the conversation view has been turned off. And so he's changing things as I speak. When I was opening all of these accounts earlier, I was seeing tons of error messages. The main one was saying that my account had been hacked and I needed to change my password. And so apparently he changed the password as me, logged me back into the accounts remotely because he has administrator control of my phones, which means that he can do whatever he wants and it shows up on my phones. He can make any changes to any of my things as me, and that's what he's done. But he wasn't fast enough. He missed a couple of things here. So anyway, I am really sick of dealing with the criminality and the malevolence in this facility. I've been trying to leave this facility for months. The physician's assistant has prevented that by continuing to order hundreds of narcotics in my name from Milbray's pharmacy, because what they're doing is they're stealing and diverting my narcotics. I take 2 10 milligram apiece narcotics 8 times a day each, and I take a Soma 350 milligram skeletal muscle relaxer 4 times a day. They're stealing all 3 of those. And the physician's assistant was supposed to, since the beginning of February, not order any more medicine from Milbray's preferred chosen pharmacy. I told her distinctly, I'm going to order medicine from a pharmacy of my choosing. The medicine's defective from Milbray's chosen pharmacy. Let the medicine on hand run out. Don't replace it. Give me the triplicates to give to the pharmacy I want to use. And she has refused to do that. She has refused to meet with me. I've asked again and again and again for her to meet with me, and she won't meet with me. A couple times she sent a social worker to talk to me, whom I refused to speak with because I insisted on speaking directly with the person prescribing my medicine, not an intermediary. I'm not going to discuss my care with a social worker. It's bad enough that a physician's assistant who has not been licensed for very long and hasn't been in practice for very long is writing my prescriptions. I admit I'm a bit of a snob about these things. I want someone who's experienced. That's a reasonable thing to expect. Someone who knows that there are adverse indications, there are contraindications with the kinds of conditions that patients have. There are medicines that patients should not take because of the illnesses they have and because of the other medications they take, and she just doesn't understand all those. She doesn't even bother. She doesn't even care. She gives me medicines that it's surprising, that I didn't have a worse adverse reaction than I've had. I've had allergic reactions. I broke out in big hives, itching all over, and I asked the nurse to get the physician's assistant, and she left. I asked the director of nursing to get the physician's assistant to come see me. When the nurse brought me my medicine, I showed her I was covered in big welts, big hives, and she never showed up. The physician's assistant never showed up. Finally, I walked out to the front lobby nurses station, which is a long walk from where I am, and that's where the physician's assistant hangs out, which is a public place. I mean, anybody that walks into the facility can see me and overhear my conversation with my medical caregiver, which is supposed to be private, which is why I asked for her to come to my room and talk to me so I can speak in private. But I went out to the lobby to ask her to come to my room since she hadn't, and the director of nursing told me that she just left. And I said, she left without seeing me? And she said yes, and she seemed